Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're all watching this from. These are my Carabao Cup third round predictions of thoughts. The third round draw took place last night, and we now know who are the third round games. So yes, let's straight into it. Obviously, my team Liverpool will be in it, so there will be a separate match preview. But I've obviously still done a prediction for Liverpool. So, yes, let's straight into it. So, starting off there with Liverpool, then to West Ham. This was obviously in short order. And I've done for a 3-1 win for Liverpool. Both teams met in Carabao Cup last season. I think it was in the quarterfinals. And Liverpool ended up giving West Ham a beating. Giving Moyes' side beating. But this time it's June Lopetegui who's in charge. And it'd be interesting to see how serious Arne Slot takes these tough competitions seriously as well. But if I'm Arne Slot, it's your best chance of winning a trophy for me. Your best chance of winning the trophy for me is the FA Cup or the E Cup. So, and I feel our squad is a knockout squad as well. It's a knockout squad. So, I think we'll have. I just think we'll have too much for West Ham in the end. I think it was a tough game. If this was at the London Stadium, then it'll be a different kettle of fish for me. But Liverpool 3, West Ham 1. Manchester City against Watford. Watford have actually started the season off quite well, but I think this will be a comfortable win for Manchester City. For Manchester City 3, Watford 0. Arsenal against Bolton. Again, I would expect Arsenal to win the game comfortably. The difference between Prem League and League 1. Arsenal 3, Bolton 0. Manchester United against Barnsley. Again, the difference between Prem League and League 1, but Manchester United, you just never know. Manchester United may make it hard for themselves, but again, I would expect Manchester United to win comfortably 3-0 against Barnsley. Up next is Wickham against Aston Villa. I think Wickham will be a tough team at home. I think it'll make it tough for Aston Villa, but again, I think Villa will have too much in the end for Wickham. I'm for Wickham 1, Aston Villa 3. Coventry against Tottenham. This is where we could see a shock. Because Mark Robins' side knows how to course the Coventry side. And then Manchester United have won, didn't they, in the FA Cup from 3-0 down to 3-3. And of course, Anne's got high criticised for not taking the League Cup seriously that season. Obviously, getting knocked out away to Fulham. I feel he's going to make wholesale changes again. That's why I think it could actually be a tough game for Tottenham. But I do think Tottenham will still go through. I have done for Tottenham to go through on penalties. But I've done for 1-1 on Tottenham on penalties. League 2 Walsall up against Premier League side Leicester City. Again, Walsall knocked out Huddersfield. Of course, League 1 Huddersfield, of course. And I think that will make it a tough game for Leicester at home, Walsall. But again, I think you don't go for the Premier League side. And I go for Leicester to win 2-1 then to Walsall. Up next then, Brentford against Leyton Orient. Again, bit of a London derby, isn't it? Bit of a London derby. And Richie Wellens, he knows. I reckon Richie Wellens will set his side up well for this game. So I actually think it'll be a tight game for Brentford, but I think Brentford will just edge it in the end. I'm going for Brentford 2, Leyton Orient 1. Up next then, Blackpool, then Sheffield Wednesday, League 1 Blackpool, then Championship side Sheffield Wednesday. Again, Blackpool, by the time this game gets played, Blackpool may have a new manager. By then. I think they will have a new manager by then. Pete Wells seems to be a strong shout for Blackpool. So let's see what happens with that. And new manager or not, I'm still on door for the Championship side just to exit against Blackpool. Underdog for Blackpool 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Preston against Fulham. Of course, Paul Higginbottom, as he had a massive impact so far as Preston manager. Obviously, he picked up his first win against Newton, of course, 1-0. And I don't know about this game, because I feel Fulham for me, they're a different team away from home, aren't they? Fulham seem to be more stronger at home than away from home. So I actually think they've to penalties, and off for 2-2, and I'm off for a bit of a shot. I'm off for Preston to knock out the Premier League side on penalties. So I'm off for Preston to knock Fulham out on penalties. Of course, Fulham, who reached the semi-finals last season. Everton then Southampton, two teams at the moment by the recording of this video, who are currently struggling at the moment. Yes, Everton did win against Doncaster, but there was a huge difference, wasn't it, in Premier League and League Two, with all due respect. Southampton, there's a shot goals for me, Southampton as well. It's two teams that probably have goals. Wouldn't stop me if it's 0-0 and doors straight to penalties, but I've done for 1-1. And I've done for home advantage on penalties. I've done for Everton to win on penalties. Up next then, QPR against Crystal Palace, another London derby. Again, I do worry for Crystal Palace this season, I really do. Again, by the time I'm doing this video. Obviously, I'm doing this video before the transfer window, and it could well get some signings in Crystal Palace. But I just don't think for me, they're not in their good state at the moment, Crystal Palace, in terms of on the pitch. QPR, inconsistency in results. Obviously, they knocked out Newton in the Carabao Cup on penalties. So I think it'll go to penalties then, and I think QPR will have the advances on penalties. So I'm going for 1-1 and QPR to knock out the Premier League side on penalties. And Crystal Palace don't tend to do well recently in tough competitions as well. I just don't know what it is about them. But yeah, up next then, obviously the team that knocked out my local team, Carabao United, in the first round, Stoke City, and absolutely hammered Middlesbrough, didn't they, in the last round? Absolutely hammered Middlesbrough 5-0, which was quite a shock result. They play host to Fleetwood, of course, former Stoke City midfielder Charlie Adam, who is now the Fleetwood manager, going straight back to his old club he used to play for in Stoke City. But for me, again, I think there's a huge difference between Championship and League Two. I think it'd be a comfortable victory for Stoke. I'm going to go for Stoke 3, Fleetwood 0. And up next is Brighton against Wolves. Again, I think this is going to be a straightforward win for Brighton. I don't think anyone rates Wolves at all at the moment. And I'm going to go for Brighton 3, Wolves 0. And I had to see Brighton go far in tough competitions as well, because I feel they will have a chance. So I'm going for Brighton 3, Wolves 0 in the All Premier League match. Up next then, AFC Wimbledon and Newcastle League 2 versus Premier League. Wimbledon, obviously they have the club history, of course, in these tough competitions as well. But again, huge difference between League 2 and Premier League. I think the quality of Newcastle will show in the end. I'm going for AFC Wimbledon 1, Newcastle 3. And finally, Chelsea against the Cumbria side, Barrow. Not Carlo, Barrow. And depends what Chelsea you've done today. Even if you get a bad Chelsea, this should still be Barrow with all due respect. So Chelsea should have too much of Barrow, and Chelsea, they do have the resume in these competitions to go far, don't they, Chelsea? And they'll be expected to probably go far then. So I'm going for comfortable Chelsea 4, Barrow nil. And that is my third round predictions for the Carabao Cup. Feel free to leave your predictions down below if you watch this, if you watching it in the comments. Take care, stay safe. So yeah, I know it's early, but it's always better to get them out early, and it will obviously be a separate match preview for Liverpool and West Ham, even though I've already done my prediction for the game already. So stay tuned for that near the time, and yeah, feel free to leave your predictions.